100%.
All right, tuned in. Free Smoke the podcast. Got the homie is Blazzys or Blazzy?
It's someone just asked me that today. It's either or. Just don't call me Blazy.
Blazzy
or Blazzy are both valid.
What the hell responses. Is a Blazzy?
We're gonna get right into it, right?
Right into it. I'm sure this is probably your number one asked question.
Oh yeah, no, it is for sure. I let people just believe that's my real name, but what it really is so when I was in high school, there was this website called Urban Dictionary, and there was a bunch of like foul sex jokes on there. Of course,
yeah, I know Urban Dictionary.
So like there was strawberry shortcake, there was donkey punch, there was like this. What was the famous one? I don't know, but it was just weird ass sex moves and shit like that were like hella viral in like 2010 or something.
Oh, fucking Blumpkin,
all that shit. So I was just on like the 80th page of it, and one said Arabian Sandstorm. And all my I used to have a nickname before that called Dark Dude. Yeah, they used to just call me that.
Someone
crazy
made that for you, or I was like, that doesn't sound right. But
yeah, the Mexican homie. But
it'd be fucked up if it was a white kid.
Oh yeah, I mean there was like no white kids at my school though. But anyways, we so they called me Arabian Sandstorm for a day, and
were you hyped on it?
Well, we'll check it out later on that day. They mistakenly called me Arabian Sandblaster, and everyone started laughing. So I was starting to get into street art around the time, so I went by Sandblaster, and then by the age probably of like 19, I realized Sandblaster is kind of like a funky name. So I took what like Kanye was doing with his name, Yeezy, and I just applied that onto Sandblaster, Sam Blazzy. I just called myself Blazzy.
Wow. Yeah. That's like a math equation.
Yeah. It
was like I added this, had parentheses, subtracted some shit, and the equation was
Arabian
the answer was Blazzy.
Arabian Sandstorm, then Arabian Sandblaster, then Sandblaster, now Blazzy.
I'm gonna be real, that's fucking random as shit, but
it's
I
very
like
random.
How your mind works.
Yeah, I mean, I was given that name, you know what I mean? I guess I could have given it upon myself, but I don't know.
I mean, I'm just thinking like, all right, Blazzy reminds me of Mozzie.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, that's my...
Yeah.
I grew up in Sacramento, so it's like everyone heard about Mozzie.
Yeah.
It's like Blazzy.
LA's version is Blazzy.
Blotted out.
Yeah. Oh, God.
The blotted out version of that, man.
Oh, man.
I fucking love it. Well, shit, man. I appreciate you pulling up. You're like a fire designer. I'm a fan. Like, first of all, like, I'm a fan. I fuck with all your work. Like how you keep it real on Instagram, you're personable, you're funny. Like I fuck with you a lot, bro. So
Thank
I appreciate
you so much,
you pulling
man.
up, man. For real.
I'm humbled to hear that, bro. For real, I see you as the homie, so I really appreciate you.
I know I got put on the close friends, and I was like, oh shit, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I fuck with that.
Yeah,
I fuck with that tough, bro. Because it's like friends. It's just like for me, man. I'm coming out of here. I'm coming as like a new person. I'm new to LA,
right?
And I'm just like. I've known about you before I met you. You feel me? Like you just know about people, you hear about people, and it's like, for me, you're like a source of inspiration. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, as a creator, bro, like that shit's kind of hard. Like it's kind of hard to find that. You feel me? So it's just like, bro, like when you first came into NoJumper, I was a little starstruck. I'll be real, bro. It was weird. It was like weird. It's like, yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
and then I'm like, now I'm on your close friends, and it's just like funny how this shit works out.
I mean, me, bro, I just take people at face value. Like, I don't like people who are too cool for school. I don't care if someone got 1,000 followers or a mil, I'm gonna treat people all the same.
You're a man of the people, and that's why they fuck with you.
I mean, because I've been on the other opposite end a bunch of times, like a majority of my life. You know what I mean? Where I was on the other side of people, judging me and shit like that. Me second guessing if I should be myself, because assuming what they want to see from me and shit. But
no, facts. I feel it. It's a finding yourself is a hard thing to do, bro.
That's the craziest shit. It's easier said than done. I feel like most creatives, whenever they get asked, like, if you give any advice to any kids out there, what would it be? Just be yourself. You know what I mean? But like, one problem that I had struggling when I first heard that is like, I didn't even know who I was yet. You know what I mean? And that's a harder question to ask yourself. Like, who are you? What makes you tick? And that's just something that you got to, figure out before you start, showcasing your personality. You got to understand who you are to begin with.
No, yeah, for sure. And it's like, I feel like there's probably not a lot of, like, what do you consider yourself? A graphic designer?
I consider myself like, a designer.
A designer, right?
At this point.
Like, there's not a lot of people in that world, I feel like, are showing a lot of personality or, like what makes you special, I think, is like, yeah, like you are you are your brand. You know what I'm saying? Which is like, you compare it to like video creators, you're like the Cole Bennett of this design shit, I feel like.
Thank you. And
you know what I'm saying? Where it's like you're balancing the personality, you're being out, but you're making fire designs. You know, you're doing fucking scavenger hunts. The scavenger hunt was really the thing where I was just like, man, I fuck with this dude, like, man, like, because the kids were hyped. Like, people are hyped. Like, you're taking time out of your day to go fucking deliver this shit. Like,
well, they're taking time out of their pocket. They're taking money out of their pocket to support me, so it's the least I could do. But you know, coming up, bro, I kind of just saw most designers that were in my shoes at the time. And, you know, I just saw them as like, bro, they're just acting too cool for school. You know, everyone's trying to see if like they could get help from them. This motherfucker is just a gatekeeper. And me personally, like, I'm a firm believer of like, you know, you could teach somebody how to get a shirt made. I could tell you my screen printer's phone number. That doesn't mean you're going to do what I do.
Well, yeah, you know that's the thing. It's like, especially nowadays, bro, it's like gatekeeping sauce like that. You can't, because you could figure out how to do anything, you know, with YouTube or forums or all this shit. Like, if you really want to apply it, you could do it. But it's like, if you can't, like, if you're not creative enough to make it different, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think about it as like music videos. Right. There's a lot of dudes that learn certain transitions or effects and then they just roll with it. But it's like the ones that make it different, make it their own. It's like, they're the ones. Exactly. And it's like, you know, the products I'm creating, it's not revolutionary. You know, I think it actually might be. But like stuff like the Nego, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could Google, you know, where to get, you know, custom plushes. You Google that, you're going to find 1,000 results. Half of them are valid. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to stress to people is like, you could, you know, use all these resources, but when it comes down to it, you got to be on your toes when it comes to creativity and shocasing products. How much do you think of it as like creativity, and then how much do you think of it as actually like execution? That's a good question, bro. I think about that every day. I think maybe like, it's ironic. Being a creator, creativity is the easiest part of this shit. It's really the business, understanding how to market this shit, and like figuring out how to do like the production right. You know, that's how I feel like it is too. It's like, people come with me with ideas all the fucking time. It's like, okay, having ideas is not really the hard part. You know, it's like being able to execute the fucking idea. Yeah. And then like in your case, market it. It's same with me, like music video director. Like, you have to market yourself. You got to brand yourself. Like, people are already thinking like business oriented. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, and that kind of goes back to what you're saying about like showcasing my personality. You know, because like your average graphic designer, I come from like a background of just doing flyers and cover art. You know, just your fucking average run of the mill graphic designer with like 800 followers on Twitter. And no one wants to see their face. You know, most of those designers just have like photos of their work on their page. And I was following that. And it wasn't until like 2019, 2020 that I started showing my face. And I realized people like that just because I think a big portion of my audience is like Hispanic, right? No, you put it on. And that's a big part of it. Once they saw that, like, okay, it's a brown kid doing that, they really started fucking with me. You know what I mean? And then like, I was able to get those DMs that just tell, you know, like that I inspire them, and that shit inspires me. All right, was it like strategic to make yourself out there more, or were you just like, I think it was reactionary. Like, I was always like, you know, from the jump, you know, I was getting recognized just for cover art and flyers, literally. Like, I was the cover art and flyer guy. I was just talking to Yuri about this shit. I did cover art for like Yeat back in 2017, 1,000 Bad Fawny, a bunch of motherfuckers. And, you know, I always just made sure to have my work lined up. It wasn't until like I was dropping like t-shirts that I started showing my face. But prior to that, I was just a skull Abby. You know, no one knew what I looked like or nothing, you know? No, I feel it for sure. Like, so let's start like in the beginning, I guess. Yeah. You're born and raised in LA type shit? Yeah. I was born in El Monte. That's like San Gabriel Valley, part of LA. And then I was born and raised in Southgate, Paramount area. Like, I'm from like a small town called Hollydale, Southeast LA. But, you know, my mom's address is Southgate, but all my friends and shit, I went to Paramount High School my whole life. You feel me? Have you always been creative? Yeah. I'll keep it real with you. Like, as a kid, I mean, it starts with Legos. You know what I mean? Like, as a child, and then I was doing that in preschool.
Then The Sims came out. I started making houses and shit. And it wasn't until like I was like in 5th or 6th grade, and everybody was making their MySpace characters into South Park characters, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing that for my homies, putting like Manchester United jerseys on them and shit like that. And then that went from, you know, where I'm from, it's a lot of ska and punk bands, so I was doing a lot of their flyers and like and metal bands.
Like, how old were you when you started? You said album covers kind of got you, or
so well that's like portions of like where I'm at. So from like 9th to like 10th grade, I was just doing flyers for my homies' bands. 10th to 12th grade, I was doing street art. I was going on billboards, going up and down Melrose and shit when I was like 15, 16, catching the blue line, going from a fucking crib all the way to Hollywood, coming back at 4 a.m. And I was on blogs, art shows, all types of shit. But I quit that, and it wasn't until like 2014 when I was 18 that I started doing cover art. And then it didn't really make sense till 2018. You know, I was grinding for like 4 years.
Really? Did you have like a plan? Or it just like, when did you see yourself as like an artist, or you started making money off your art?
Once I was able, because I've done a good job of documenting every dollar I've ever made. I'll create it. I kind of like slowed down last year, but like 2015 started documenting money, and I told myself I'll quit my full-time job until I could pay all my bills. This wasn't until 2018, but I had this dream since like 2015 to do it. So I was finally able to get like my income.
To do what though? Like 2015, what do you?
I wanted to like just fucking live off doing graphics. You know what I'm saying? Cover art, flyers, logos, business cards. And it wasn't until 3 years later was I able to like have like consistent maybe like $500 to $1,000 a month off designs. So then I quit my job, and I think at that point, you know, I started doing the rhinestone shoes. Take shirt happened, you know, and I was like months away from being, you know, a Chinatown market designer.
You feel like growing up in LA was a benefit, or like a? It's
only a benefit after the fact, because like one thing I would say about growing up in LA is like you take all that shit for granted. You know,
right? Yeah, it's a sense of like, damn, this shit's regular.
Yeah, bro, it's not like being born in Arkansas or Texas where you have perspective on like what your city's looking like, and you always had those hopes and dreams of coming to LA. Most of the people that I grew up with, I think almost all my friends live with their parents still. You know, I'm 27, so are all my friends. You know, but it's like it's 15 miles south of LA, of downtown, but it's so disconnected from like what LA culture, as far as like pop culture and like the real money's at, you know, and especially being a designer and like not having anybody, you know, do it, you know, it was definitely troubling. But it wasn't until I left LA that I started appreciating that shit.
How'd you get your first album cover, or, you know, tape
cover?
It
was just like Facebook. Yeah, I had a meme page on Facebook. Like
meme page?
Yeah, I had like 10,000 followers.
Why were you having a meme page? You just had like you had the wherewithal to be like, all right,
from the
just
jump,
having a following pays money or some shit?
Nah,
it was just fun.
I wasn't making no money.
It was just fun.
Yeah, it's just to like see how many followers they get or likes or whatever. So I only did that for like a year, but we ran up like 12K.
That's still like running a business.
Yeah, you know, but like that's so like this is like 2014, so like
that's ahead of the curve.
Yeah, but I don't know anybody who makes money off the internet, so there's no one who could put me on game. You know what I mean? At the time, it wasn't until like I kind of had to just teach myself slowly, you know, but definitely not easy. But yeah, my first cover art was all through Facebook, and then
you just posted something. Hey, who needs something? What was the starting price?
Like it's like $5-10. The first time I ever got paid for cover art was a Glow Gang producer actually did. His name was Joseph Da Vinci. He ended up producing Freestyle for Lil Baby, which put him on the map. But this producer paid me $15 to do a beat tape cover art. And it's so ass. I have it in my phone, but like, it started off there. Yeah, just $10-15, and it was under 100 for like from 2014 to 2018.
Because I feel like an important process of this, I'm gonna make it as a creative, is like you got to put in your intern hours. You got to worry about the art and not really the money.
Yeah, because like it's not gonna make sense to you. You good luck convincing your parents that this shit's a real thing you could do, because it's not.
It was hard for you?
I mean, yeah, especially coming from like a traditional Mexican family, you know, like first off, they weren't born and raised in, United States, so they don't really have like a grasp of like American culture and what album art is necessarily, right? So
trying to explain to them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge barrier. My dad's somebody who works 18 hours a day. Barely ever saw him, just always asleep or working. And my mom, same way more or less, but they didn't really have much information to give me on like how to succeed. So it was super duper hard, bro.
Do you have any siblings?
I have an older brother, younger sister.
Did your older brother put you on any tight shit?
No.
Damn.
I mean, he's cool, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no one was able to like, and I didn't really talk to him too much in like high school. I wasn't really fucking with them. It was the internet, literally just strictly the internet. I had no fucking way of like perceiving it, but through the internet. So that's really how I just found where I belong, just doing cover art on there.
How long did it take you to like did you going into the cover art? Mm-hmm. Did you know, hey, this is my stepping stone to something bigger, or you were just, hey, this is what I'm good at, or this is what I want to do at the time, I'm just gonna see where it takes me?
I saw it as an opportunity for me to grow, just because I was having so much fun with them, and people were liking them even when they were extremely shitty. There's always like one person I'll be like, this is super hard, Blazzy, and but to truth be told, like at that point I wanted to be like the world's greatest cover art. I never wanted to do clothes. Keep it real with you. Like I got kind of like, I wouldn't say forced, but I got like, pressured into the whole like fashion community.
Fuck, for real?
Yeah, I mean what it was I was just doing cover art and I was trying to do t-shirts, but you ironically think within a box, because
I was going to ask you about that.
It's a square dimension.
The medium is different, right?
Yeah, it's literally a square, and you're able to use so many textures and like different like effects with cover art because it's digital. When it's t-shirts, it's printed, so you don't get as much texture. You lose about half of it already in quality. But it was just the fact that I was so used to doing square designs. That's how cover art is designed as. Where t-shirts, you kind of what you're wearing, what I'm wearing, it's rectangle. It's 4x3. Yeah. So that was
a learning curve.
That was the hardest part. Everyone who does cover art, they know what I'm talking about, because that shit is not easy. It literally will like stop about 70% of cover artists to ever do like t-shirt designs.
Hey, if it's not in you, bro, don't do it then.
I mean, but it took me years, bro. Like I kind of just like, it took me from like 20
to give up.
I mean, it was just people kept like commissioning me, like, okay, I see you do flyers, can we do t-shirts? And it wasn't until like Activity, shout out to Tommy Activity, he found me in 2017. I was trying to do designs for like a hoodie. You know what I mean? And he started testing me and kind of like conditioning me to design t-shirts. And then we made a lot of dope early shit. Pressured you? Yeah. It was because prior, I mean, like I had tried to do t-shirt drops, sold 0 shirts. I had spent like the same amount of time I'd spent on like producing Amigo My Migo and promoting it is the same time I'd spent on products back then. I'd sell like 1-2 pieces,
I mean, there's something about like I've always learned, I'm trying to practice like, okay, if I'm not in an uncomfortable situation, then I'm not growing. Yeah. So it's like, you feel like you were just uncomfortable in the shit, or you just really felt like people were just like, all right, man, you're the homie, you got to take care of this, man. Like, come on.
It was a little bit of both. Shit. I mean, like, and that's when my personality started to show in real life. You know what I'm saying? Because a part of like those commissions were like random people from Carson, from fucking Inglewood, just a bunch of LA commissions and shit like that. Like I shot a video for like AZ Sway in like 2016.
Well, I want to talk to you about the music video stuff, but also it's like album covers. It's also you interpreting someone else's art, kind of. It's like your take of their kind of vibe,
Yeah, for sure. It was fun.
It's just different,
What I would do is like, okay, I'll hear a song, right? And I love music. That's the reason I wanted to do cover art, because I found out I couldn't sing. I found out my voice doesn't sound right with rapping.
Hey, I've seen you singing on AD's community clips the other day.
Yeah. No, I just found out very early on, like everyone wants to be a rapper at least for 6 months of their life. I wanted to be that 18. I realized very early my voice does not sound good on the mic. It's too nasally. So I decided to see where else I could fit. I used to record my homies' music, but it was just cover arts and videos that were really like, there.
So you were like doing cover art, and then you were like, all right, I'm gonna shoot music videos too, or when did that come in?
It just popped up as an extra, just thing that I could do for money. You feel me?
See, that's like, that part of time in like an artist's career when it's like you have to balance between like, all right, I gotta make this bread and pay rent, but also it's like, damn, maybe I don't really want to do this. Like, it's like real defining shit where you gotta just ask yourself like, all right, man, like, what do I, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
What am I doing this for?
Yeah, I mean, I learned very early on. I think like before I was getting like $100 a graphic, I was doing these videos for like $100 as well, and I was like, okay, I'm spending 4 times as long as I would on a graphic on this video.
Facts.
Maybe this isn't the right business for me, but the videos definitely kept me busy. And it's just what, you know, when you're at that point in your life, you just want to work with anybody. You don't care if you're their logo guy. You don't care if you're their fucking guy who makes their Instagram or YouTube banners. You just want to work. You feel me? You want to be busy. You want to feel like you're part of something.
Did you want work, or did you understand the importance of like networking and relationships?
I wanted work. You know what I'm saying? I was working with everybody, and I did work with everybody. I'm talking about the lamest logos to the funkiest flyers, just because it's like, you know,
it's practice. You got to get your hours
and
in.
From day one, I understood it's like, okay, you know, if let's say Trevor commissions me for artwork in 2016, he might not be the fucking the golden goose that I'm looking for, but his cousin might, or his cousin's fucking engineer might know somebody. So I was big on that. It's
so what do you think your like big break was as a like what was your first like, damn, all right, I'm really doing this shit?
It wasn't until Takin, the shirt, which is like a cool story. So
let's hear it.
Pretty much the first time I ever hopped on the plane, I was 23 years old. I'm sorry. I was going to Dallas. I finally made some internet friends. They invited me there. First time I hopped on the plane, and that was the day that Takin went viral for being on the FBI's most wanted list. So there was hella say cheese articles about him, and the show I was pulling up to that night with all my homies, Takin was supposed to perform at. Damn. And you already had undercover cops all lined up outside. The next day they hit me up saying like, hey, we want to do a shirt for Takin. He's you know, for his legal fees, you know, we can't pay you or anything though. And at that point, I thought I was so cool. I'm like, nah, y'all gotta pay me $100. What are you talking about? I'm not gonna do it. Then all my homies were like, bro, trust me, this is gonna be huge. This is before the race dropped, you know. So they're all hyping me that this is gonna be huge, bro. Trust me. These were just Tommy's homies that like managed Takin at the time.
Oh, that's how you got tapped in. Yeah,
through Tommy activity, and I designed it for them, and that design went everywhere, bro. That was like the first viral t-shirt I made. For one, it got sold at NoJumper, which like fucking, you know, LA Mexican, that means the world, you know what I'm saying?
And now you're on NoJumper too, man.
Oh, I used to listen, bro. I was listening to that shit every day. I was listening to interviews 3 times. The Ben Baller one, I heard that shit 5 times.
You know what I mean? Dude, I'm the same, man. I was a fan too, bro, and since I'm just working here now. It's just like, this shit's wild.
I be thinking about that sometimes. I'd be like, man, that's crazy, you know. But yeah, it was it was the Takin shirt that just blew my mind. It being sold at NoJumper. Until this day, you go on eBay or Amazon, you search that shirt, you're gonna find 1,000 options, and that's what blew my mind. So from that moment on, I was like, okay, t-shirt designs, I could probably make something out of this, you know.
So like, did that change your perception on like what design actually is? Because I feel like the principles you apply to like a YouTube video, like okay, we need to have a title, we need to have a cool thumbnail, we need to have like some virality about it. Like being viral is good. You know, I feel like you could apply that same concept to like design and t-shirts, because it's like, okay, I get a viral fucking piece or whatever, it's gonna increase the sales. Like it's the same thing, you know. Like were you thinking like that?
For sure, yeah.
I mean, like the Percocet jersey went viral too, and it's like, I feel like you just, all your shit just goes viral type shit now.
I mean, at that point, the Percocet jersey, you know, I want to rewind a little bit. Prior to that, I was doing Air Forces that are filled with rhinestones, and that kind of did its little jump for me. And that's when I realized, okay, clothes is for show, like what I need to focus. No, I'm sorry. Let me tell you something that like really blew my mind. I made some Vans that were skate highs that had a Nike Blazer check on it.
I seen that.
And they went viral in the worst way possible. I posted them on Twitter because I knew it was so head ass. Prior to this, I never did any clothes items besides reposting the Takin shirt. I slapped the Nike Blazer on there, and it had 1 million impressions. Like, bro, it blew my mind. I got interviewed by Sneaker News. The interview's still online, and I was working at LAX at the time. But like, my post got like 3,000 likes, and prior to that, I probably got like 60 likes. And the quote tweet was like, "These are the worst things I've ever seen." Got like 33K likes.
And you thought they were fire or what?
I mean, I just loved it, and I felt like I finally understood the secret of the internet and how to go viral. You know what I mean? So I started doing stupid shit like that, and then the rhinestone shoes came. Fucking, I pulled up on Waka Flocka Flame. You know what I'm saying? And I walked to his crib. His boy Ludine invited me, and he's having a meeting with Southside. And like they didn't know I had these shoes. I'm like, bro, I just made some shoes. Can I show y'all? Go to the back. I'm showing Waka Flocka. He's like, what size are they? I'm like 10. He's like, I'm 13.
Oh fuck.
And then Southside looks at him. He's like, hey, bro, let me borrow 400. I got you. And Southside just bought him right there and then.
Wow, he gave you money?
Yeah.
Were you even trying to sell him?
Not really. I was surprised people were gonna give me 400. I never got 400 for anything prior to that. You feel me?
So like, all right, bro. Like, how do you cook up these fucking ideas? Like, are these just random thoughts?
These are just high
like
ideas. You know, I'm a stoner, but also I like to have fun. And then you know, one of my hobbies when I was broke was going to the 99-cent store, going to the thrift store, and just looking at all weird shit. You know what I mean?
Just being exposed to new shit.
Yeah. So like, I just love juxtaposition of ideas and just like. I was very shoe first, ask questions last. Like most of these products were fucking hell to make. You know, the rhinestone shoes took me 8 hours. You know,
and you're just super gluing shit.
Yeah, at one point I got 12 orders. You know,
12 orders. So you were serving these bitches.
Yeah,
how many did you sell?
I sold 12.
12 for how much?
400. I probably made like, all in all, it wasn't worth it because it's like a month's worth of work. You know, you're spending $80 on the rhinestones. It's $100 for the Air Forces. You know what I mean? And like I kind of got ripped off on a couple of them, but
you still put in the time though. That's what I appreciate about you. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like makes the difference, bro. It's like you gotta really just put in the grind, bro.
You got
put the ego aside and just really bite down on the shit.
You gotta accept to be embarrassed. You know, I used to Instagram when like 2016. It used to have a feature. Well, if you didn't get 11 likes, it'll fucking show everybody's name on there, bro.
You had to hit 11.
That was the goal. Remember more that embarrassing. Was the goal? That's some real like struggle artist shit. There's nothing more embarrassing than like waiting to hit the 12th like, bro. And I was there for show.
No, I've been there.
You know what I mean? But like, you know what I don't even know where we're going with this shit. But like, bro, like
just putting in the work and just like, all right, bro, like. I know I'm not making money on this shit, but it's just I'm doing it just to like, and because people are buying them. Like it's just a part of the grind. It's a part of the hustle. It's a part of the story.
That's why I feel like I'm on a campaign, bro. Because like I want to show kids that like it's really possible to do this shit from the ground up. You know, sure there's nepotism. You know, there's people who are always gonna come up because they're cousin, because they're fucking rich, because they were just born in this shit. But like I want to show people that like. For one, it's never too old to get into this because I didn't really see money into this shit till I was like 24. You know what I mean? Most people at that age are like, maybe this might not work. But I was working a blue-collar job. I was pushing boxes in a warehouse.
And that's what it takes, too.
I was doing nothing with my life. And I told myself, I'll give myself till I'm 30 to do this shit, you know? So.
Are you like do you believe in like manifestation and shit like that?
To a certain extent, I believe in just putting one foot in front of the other. You
just
know?
Rolling with it, right?
Yeah, words could get you far, but actions get you further for sure.
I feel it. Man, that's just tight as fuck.
Yeah, man.
So you ever deal with like creative fatigue or like cooking up designs? Because I feel like you just whipping shit out. Like.
Yeah, I mean, not, and that's the scariest part, bro. That should be going through my head every day. It's like. You know, I'm on my like 3rd year doing this shit professionally or whatever, and I haven't gotten bored. This shit hasn't made me depressed.
I mean,
and I haven't gotten dry yet. Knock on wood. I just know that every creator, you know, the sun's gonna set one day. You feel me?
Yeah, like you could compare it to the rap game, right? Like,
yeah.
a rapper could have. We talked about this in the office. It's like you could have that one hit. A designer can have that one viral hit, and you could just. Be gone tomorrow, like here today, gone tomorrow. You know, like if you have like a style, you gotta switch up the flow eventually. Like you gotta adjust to the game. You gotta really just keep going. Like so you're just basically like a rapper, bro.
Yeah, and you gotta move 2 steps forward, you know. And I like how you mentioned you gotta do things differently because you know I was doing t-shirts for like 2 years and I was being the GOAT. I was doing shit for Vlone, Lacoste, Uber Eats, Batman, Juice WRLD, Trippie Redd, Lil Wayne, Eminem, Dr. Dre, Erica. I lost track.
How'd you learn the business though? Like
the business?
Like how did you?
Mistakes.
But when did you learn to be like, all right, I'm upping my price. This is my price because that's something I've had to deal with too. It's like, how do you value yourself?
I wish there's a textbook that could tell you about industry standards. You pretty much just go off of what people's reactions are. You know, you start at $10 and you leave at 10,000. You know,
because the Blazzy design is a bag.
Yeah, for
you know
sure.
What I'm saying, like, you feel me, like a bag.
Yeah, no, it is.
But how do you get there though? You know, like
I mean, it comes with a lot of, you know, like, so the way I judge my price is, one, there's a huge promotional value of it. Even if I don't post it, I've seen people tag me in fucking sponsored posts that say designed by Blazzy, guys, check it out, you know, and they'll just put my t-shirt design. But like, it's the fact that I know what I'm doing, you know, whatever design I do, you know, it's something that I stand behind on, and it's a set of eyes that has seen 600 graphics. My graphics has made millions of dollars, multi-millions. I could confidently prove that, you know. So like,
no, talk your shit, my boy. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I could talk a lot of shit, man. Like,
I like it because you stay humble.
My office of designers that haven't been designed for longer than a year, I literally paid most of these guys for the first time in their lives. We designed a collection that made literally, I think, like $1.5 million in like 70 minutes or some crazy shit like that.
See, bro, like, I feel like 60 minutes need to tap in with Blazzy and just, you know, tell the whole story. Like,
yeah, I mean,
you need a Vice News segment. You need something, bro, because it's like no one's really doing what you're doing right now.
Thank you so much, bro. And you know, but a big, and that's what my whole like thing is about, bro. Like, I'm tired of all these motherfuckers and like my position because like, as I grow bigger, I'm starting to realize all these motherfuckers that are in these positions, they don't know shit. They don't actually use Photoshop, you know. They didn't have to struggle like this, you know. They have rapper friends and ABC, you know what I'm saying? So like, to do this shit, you know, on my own, you know the
backworks of all this shit. You know how it's supposed to go. You know how to fucking change the layers, how to add the gradients.
This
you know the technical aspect, which is an important part of this whole game.
And I know the business of it, man. I've had to wear every hat. I've had to print the shirts. I've had to rip off the neck tags. I've had to design it. I've had to throw it up on Instagram. You know, I know how this shit works. You know, and it's like, it's crazy when you see people bigger than you. You just outselling them. You know, how the fuck does someone that got like 20 times more followers than me gain the same comments as me? You feel me? Like, motherfuckers just be buying followers, all types of shit, man.
Nah, this shit's fake as fuck. It's
pitiful, man. But like I said, like, I really just want to have like all the other designers shaking their boots because, you know, I really just want to open the fucking doors up for new designers, and I'm not afraid to share sauce, you know. Nothing I know that you can't know. You feel me?
No, I definitely like. I feel it. I fuck with it, bro. Like, let's talk. NoJumper.
Mm-hmm.
How you said you were a fan? You know, that's why I think that's dope as fuck,
you want
too.
Something ironic?
Of course. What's up?
Out of all the reasons why I'd watch NoJumper, the first reason why is because they did like a not a drip check, but I think they did like a streetwear unboxing, and it was like an Adam's fucking apartment, and it was like Goku shirts that were like in Versace layout or something like that.
And you were tuned in?
Yeah, I was tuned. This is like 2015, and I think like another viral moment was Tyler Grosso's NoJumper interview went on like Complex News, and that was at a time when Complex News was like a thing on YouTube, and people were watching like the 30-minute clips and shit like that. But yeah, I've been watching it almost on a daily / weekly basis, consistently since probably like the last 7 years or something, for sure.
How'd you meet Housephone?
How did I meet Housephone? Well, in 2017, back to what I was talking about with flyers, cover art, I was doing a couple for him, and he thought I was from Minnesota. It didn't take until my Dallas homie FaceTimed me. He was like, "What? I thought you're from Minnesota. You stay in LA?" You know, and that's how I met him. We linked up, and then I designed like his whole first collection with merch, you know. So like right from the get-go, he also got my first 1,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah, so how do you go from like client to homie? Like, how does that work?
I mean, you end up smoking it. You know, you kick it. You go grab some food with the guy. You feel me? And stuff like that. I mean, we ended up just like, I was his homie early on in 2018, where I was telling him, all right, let's design. I had a tiny ass studio, maybe like a quarter of this room in East LA at the time, and all my homies just come and just watch me design, or we'll just work on some shit. It's like a $300 shack.
Because, you know, there's like a stereotype of like everyone's fake in LA.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm thinking like growing up in LA, like did you have to deal with that shit, or it was
no?
just
Because I was born and raised south of the 10 freeway. You know, that's before you get to all the superficialness and all the weirdness and stuff. We come from like humble cities where there's no everybody knows where we live. You know what I mean? Everybody knows we don't got shit. Nobody got shit. Everybody's been having the same old shoes for a whole year, you know? So like I didn't really start experiencing that till I started like mingling with like the streetwear community.
So when you meet Housephone, is he already fucking with NoJumper, or?
Yeah, he was in NoJumper, and I was a fan of him through NoJumper. This is February 2018 for context.
How the fuck do you know that?
I'm good with dates, bro. I'm just that.
Really? Like photographic shit?
Yeah, especially saving all these designs, you know? It always says date. So I remember everything I've ever designed on like at least on a month level.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was February 2018. We
you
linked
guys have
up.
an anniversary, like a friend's anniversary?
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's right.
That's my boy.
It's coming up.
Like it was around this time.
Man,
around this time 4 years ago. So
dinner with the boys.
You got my first out. He made a whole post. I made him Storm Revenge shoes with rhinestones on them. He made a post saying like, everybody get Blazzy to 1,000 followers. I might have like 800, and he might have only had like 12K.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that was the start of a friendship.
That was the start of a friendship. And from there, like, you know, he's like, all right, now you gotta help me with merch for my tape. Then I did that, and then all right, meet Josh, my manager. You know, let's do some more designs, and you know, dating Cam Girl also brought us a little closer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, how long did you date Cam Girl?
We dated for 2.5 years.
Damn, yeah, man. It's just crazy to be like, damn, like you're on NoJumper, man. Like,
yeah, it's kind of awkward, right?
It's just because
she was on it. Well, what's funny is like, you know, when I started dating her, she was like fully in it. This is before the NoJumper show. I believe she was just, you know, she was doing a lot of like background work, you know, setting up the.
That's what I heard. Yeah, because I started working at NoJumper.
Yeah.
When AD started working like 2 years ago.
Okay. Yeah.
Right when COVID hit.
Yeah, so she was doing like the exposed, you know, back end stuff, you know what I mean? And you know, I slowly but surely started, you know, realizing that she hated it, you know what I mean? And it's kind of awkward because, you know, I discovered her through there. Yeah. You know, she used to cringe at like me telling her I was a fan of her on there. But you know, I definitely saw the inner workings of NoJumper from another perspective, you know, to say the least. Housephone being like a close friend of mine, Cam Girl being my girlfriend, it's like you find out a lot about the office drama through that, you know, for sure.
Yeah, so like what are your thoughts on NoJumper now, you know, or
I think it's I think it's an amazing platform, bro. You know, I'm glad to see it go where it's gone.
I think it's like a new golden era, you know, like
I mean,
like it's different, but there's something about the energy, you know.
It's just Adam did a risky ass move by letting people have their own shows, and it ended up working out. But it's very risky as a podcaster. You know what I'm saying?
Well, bro, I mean,
very bold move.
We had Mad Lately going, and they were doing like 15,000 views, if that, and people hated them. That's why
I saw the comments every episode,
dude. Like, so going into
I was trying to watch every episode.
How does Housephone pitched you on like, hey, bro, like I need you on this pod, or like, how do you get into this game?
Well, that's the thing. He's always told me he wanted to like hop on it with me, you know, and it wasn't until like, I think disconnected, like I guess him and Adam just like figured it out. I think they talked about it on the show one day, like, oh, you should get your own show, try it out. And then AD was like, yeah, you for sure want to have Blazzy on it. Like AD kind of like co-signed me, you know,
up front. Did he even know you?
We met at like Complex Con. I mean, he knew about me just through like Cam Girl, and you know, I met him a couple times walking in there, but he didn't really know me too well.
Man, AD, yeah. Like, cause that's like what this shit is about. It's like if you're able to find talent or believe in talent before they're really doing something, you know, like that's like the real ticket to this successful shit.
Exactly.
You know? It's like if you're before the wave, and that's what I feel like AD is really good at. You know, they had the smarts to bring Trell in. You make adjustments. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this: do you remember? Cause like, I was watching at the end of the day. I started watching it after Shorty did. What's her name? Yazzie. I started watching it after she dipped, and like when like Trell started hopping on, and I wasn't really fucking with Trell at first. I'm like, this guy sounds like he's entitled. He kind of sounds like a clout chaser. No disrespect to Trell. He's cool.
No. I for sure feel you, bro. Like It's because people didn't know T-Rell's background.
Yeah, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, he sounds like a cornball. I thought like,
but now that like, if you compare to what he's actually done and seen and built and made money, he's pretty humble.
Yeah,
you know, like he's so regular, and that's why I fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, me and him, bro, are like he gave me his first interview.
That's fire.
And that shit did like 130,000 views.
I saw that. Yeah, that's wild.
I'm just like that. Like I fuck with.
He's somebody who like who you'll run into, and he has like the confidence of someone successful, but he's not gonna rub it in your face. Be like, that's what I'm saying. Melrose store. So it's like
he's regular.
Yeah, half the people that have that, you know, don't really have nothing to show. So you know.
Nah,
hearing T-Rell just like slowly but subtly just bring up his success, I was like, ooh, that's how you do it.
Bro,
you know?
Yeah. He was definitely, bro, but he's the type to just get under people's skin. Bro.
Yeah,
like,
I saw him like, you know, he was like talking shit about Adam or something like that. Bro, the first couple episodes, I was like, what? Like you sound crazy, you know?
Bro, they did not. I feel like they did not really like each other in the beginning.
Bro, I was hearing it and I'm like, I started going through the comments. You know, people are like, huh?
Honestly, you know what it was? This is some behind the scenes shit. It was not about they didn't like each other. They just didn't know each other.
Yeah.
This is, you got to think about T-Rell was the first person brought in by someone other than Adam. You know what I'm saying? AD and his people made that call.
Yeah.
Because it was ultimately AD's show. So, right. You know, you're going to have that like little divide or just that awkward period where it's like, all right, you're on my shit, but I don't even know who you are.
Exactly.
You know
exactly.
But it worked out, man. It worked out. T-Rell's one of my favorites, man. People love T-Rell. And it's like I rely on these dudes for my job. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I want to see them win too, because when they win, I win.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, AD brought a lot of good energy, a lot of good talent. You know, it's a weird combination of like good luck, good timing, and just trying shit.
Yeah,
like bro, because
I don't think he gets enough credit, but he also put that battery behind Housephone's back because, you know, going back to like knowing about the NoJumper drama from the other end, he was ready to dip. You know what I mean? He used to come to the crib to do the live streams with Cam Girl. He used to just say like, man, fuck this shit. It ain't fucking worth it, man.
AD brought...
It's fucking stupid, you know?
AD, he brought like... He was devil's advocate. He was, you know, he brought realness. He was just, you know, he called people on their shit, but also he brought a lot of leadership. Mm-hmm. You know, he's a leader.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like, it's just, you know, when you're around that...
And Adam, I feel like he's too accustomed to being a boss. You know what I mean? Like he's a boss first, you know, at least from the outside looking in, you know, no disrespect, but he's a boss first, homie second. Where AD, he kind of just saw Housephone being down and out and be like, look, bro, like you're fucking up. Let me talk to you from this perspective, you know? But through that, you know, I've seen Housephone become way more, and this is somebody who has been my best friend the last like 4 years. And this is the most productive, most like head on his shoulder type vibe I've ever seen him.
Bro, I mean, it's just in the air. Like, that's how I feel. Like, for example, like I always tell people like around me, like I'm trying to improve my life, you know, like working out, going to the gym, like meal prepping, like eating smart, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like, okay, let me be the best version of myself. And I feel like it stemmed from being in that fucking group chat. Because it's like, all right, these are all bosses. They're all making money. I'm the brokest in this group chat. And I'm just around this shit, and they're all they're all a little older than me, and they're dealing with health problems. They're dealing with lifestyle changes. Yeah. So I'm just seeing like, damn, like this is so much game I'm getting, where it's just like, if I don't take note of what they're going through now, and I make the change now, it's like what is my purpose of just like being in this? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, like they're all making money. They're all bosses. So it's like. They know something. They're doing something right.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I just have the luxury of being younger and like just hearing their convos and shit like that. Likewise. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I agree with you, bro. You can never stop learning. You know, you can always learn from like someone doing better, and try to like, you know, apply some of what you're learning from them onto your own game.
It's so easy for your ego to come in. Like what was it like when you got your first bag? Like was it once it started pouring, it was raining type shit, or once it started raining, it was pouring? Like
it was the Perc jerseys. It was definitely the Perc jerseys. It went viral the day before, so we started selling them, And me, traditionally, I'll usually leave my website running like 6 hours before I officially drop, just for the people checking in. I'll let those sales go by. And I opened the shop up at like midnight. The shirts were gonna go live at 3 p.m. This is September 11th, 2019. And I remember just waking up. We poured up the night before. I wake up at like noon, and it's like 20 bands. And I'm like, what the fuck? I've never seen that money,
20 bands?
Yeah, it was a quick 20 piece before the drop, And then the second wave came in, and I'm like, wow, this is fire. Like, I've never had a sale. Like, prior to this, I did a collection, my first collection ever. It made like, I think like a little under 10K, probably like 6, 7. But this one was like, I made like 8 times that, and I did it on just a creative idea. This was something completely original and unique. All the homies pitched in on making something great, and it helped me realize like I could do this shit for real. And then from there, I just kept it consistent, and at that point, I knew the system, what works.
How important was it to like, all right, like some of this shit's my money, but also it's like how hard was it not to blow all that?
I mean, I blew through all of it eventually. You know what I mean? Like, easy come, easy go.
No, but I just know this. Yuri was telling me the story of Ass Pizza, how he was like, bro, like my first check, I blew that shit, and I forgot I gotta ship it and do all this extra shit.
Oh no, I
was already like, all right, now I gotta really play this.
It smart. Worked out, dog. Cause look, like I went to Main Street in downtown. Shout out to Main Street. You want to get your brand started? Go there. I went to downtown to get that Perc jersey made, and I got 12 made. They were both 80 each. And I was selling these on my website for $88. I'm like, this ain't even
$88.
Yeah, I'm like, this ain't even like a money play. It's just for promo. I know I could probably get some promo off of this. So like, I run it up. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll probably get a profit like 5-6K. Better than $200 a graphic right now.
And were you working a regular job at the time?
No. This is already a year
established.
This is a year and like 6 months into me, financing my life, just off creativity. But yeah, I found somebody who told me, nah, Blazzy, you stupid, bro. I get them for $8. And then we did that, and I profited fucking, 10 times more, But like, I held it down. I paid Base Savage like 10%. Housephone hated me for that because he tweeted it before it came out. But I didn't have a Twitter. Housephone didn't either. My homie showed me in the car like, yo, look at this Perc jersey. I'm like, wait a second, this is mine.
What the fuck?
Housephone, I put it on his story, and I told him delete it. So he deleted it, but like within 2 minutes, it already got on Reddit, got on Facebook.
Are you serious?
Got on Twitter, and it went viral on Twitter. Had like 20,000 likes, and like Base Savage was like a Paris Fashion Week or something like that.
So you knew this shit was gonna go?
Yeah, I mean, once I saw that, I'm like, ooh, it's going. So like he posted saying like, y'all really want me to drop these because he didn't know who was selling them. So this is Base Savage, the one I worked the race since 2016. First one paid me $100. He I call him like, bro, you cannot do that. This is my product. But look, everyone's going on your page. I'm gonna give you some little points. And what I need you to do is take everybody to my website. So when the next day he was like, I actually dropped them, y'all. Here's the link, nothingpersonal.com. So
that's always been Nothing Personal.
Yeah. I love that name.
That's just so sick.
It's my lifestyle. That's how I do business. It's nothing personal, But it was it was that Perc jersey. I don't think I spent the money immediately. I think I was pretty. I mean, it went away in like 3-4 months, and I think I took home probably like 20-30K.
All right, but I'm even talking about like taxes and shit like that.
Oh,
like, you be keeping your paperwork right?
I keep it 100 with you. I'm just we're on the VBC, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I didn't start paying taxes till last year.
No, but that's something important that you gotta put on game on,
2019,
because that could ruin an artist.
I made around like,
you don't gotta speak numbers, you know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure you're checking for that, Yeah, dude, that'll wipe you out. IRS ticket.
We made 6 figures.
Ballin'.
In 2019, and I didn't say a word. But the thing is like I started off in the year working for Chinatown Market for like 5-6 months, and they were taking a percentage out of my taxes. It was like a full blown job. But 2020 I paid that shit. Didn't want to, and then 2021 I'm about to pay that. But I'm like, where my cuffs at, man? They have to lock me up. I'm just kidding.
It sucks when you're making money, man. They take a hell of...
That's one thing they don't talk about. I used to look so forward to tax season. Like, ooh, I'm about to make 2 bands. I'm about to smoke some weed.
Just doing a regular
buy
job.
some Subies, you know. But now it's like... Now I already told my mom, like, I owe my mom a couch right now. I promised her I was gonna buy her a couch. And she's been lagging and picking up the money for like 3 months, and I'm like, look, dude, like, this money ain't gonna be here. Like, I think I'm gonna be super conservative from like, I'm already being conservative this month up until fucking May, and I think I'll be able to have, you know, spending money and shit and be comfortable again in the summer. But
I mean, that's just one aspect of just being an independent creator that like people really need to talk about more. Yeah. Because it's like, yo, like, we don't have any benefits. I talked about it on the, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing, no 401ks. Like, we're just grinding.
Not only am I thugging it, but I convinced like 4 other people to thug it with me. I have a full-time assistant.
That's leadership, though.
Yeah, a full-time assistant and 3 designers who come every day and work with me. You know, we have an office and we all get along, but, you know, I promise them, it's like, you know, y'all have the Bitcoin, you know, you guys are logged in. Just let me, like, just trust the process. You know, I'm investing all my money into this shit. In a year, we finna be up, guys. You know, and that's kind of what I try to tell them. But
how you meet these people? How do you build a team?
It wasn't until I started tapping in with Runts. I met the owner, and he fell in love with like all my work. He decided to like start a business with me, like designing. And he told me, like, look, Blazzy, like, you can't do this all alone. And then I picked up an assistant. From there, later on that week, he was like, nope, you need designers now, Blazzy. You can't be doing all these graphics. So, like, he taught me so much. Shout out to Nick from Runts. You know,
that's the next level of boss when you got when you could build the team. Yeah.
And now, like, I think last year I probably like doubled my income from the year prior to that, you know. And it's just to the fact that, like, you know, it's kind of fucked up. They teach Mexicans that, like, oh, you want to be the hardest worker. You know, you got to be the hardest worker in the room. Mexicans are hard workers, but it's not about that. It's about being the smartest worker. And I didn't learn that till last year, man. So, you know, I just wanted to apply that. But it wasn't until, you know, business started rolling with the whole team that I'm like, okay, this could be bigger than what I got going on. And, you know, then we do the face collections and, you know, our graphics are proven to sell millions.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. It's like if I'm a part of your camp, I feel like I'm a part of something special. Like, damn, I should be paying Blazzy like to work for him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, but like, I feel good knowing that
you're helping.
I'm helping somebody.
They're getting paid. That's the best feeling when you could pay someone for their craft. Like, I fuck with that.
They're all Hispanics from East LA. You know what I mean? Not my assistant, white boy from Arizona. Shout out to James.
I was like, I think you have to have some diversity in there.
But
you're like, no, we only hire Mexicans
as designers. I mean, so far, right? But you know, we got some black homies that help us source. You know, shout out to Tim. But you know, we do got diverse office. But I just wanted to show kids that like look like me, who got parents who don't know a fuck, don't give a fuck about what's going on. You know, and like I said, you know, shout out to Yael, Edgar, and fucking Nate. Those are, I'm paying all of them for the first time ever, you know, and they're just kids who just DM me. And like, I truly feel like you could teach creativity, and I'm trying to do it through them. And, you know.
You really think that?
Yeah. And, bro, this kid went from fucking finessing his way into design when he never opened Photoshop. He learned Photoshop in my office. He's like, Nate.
But that's creative in a sense, though, you know, like just being able to just be on the fly like that.
Fast forward 11 months later, he designs a shirt for NASCAR, and NASCAR loved it.
Man, I wanted to talk to you about that. I seen you. How was that?
It was surreal, bro. It was like, I get a lot of love for my graphics, but I've never gotten that treatment in my life. Like, so it was overwhelming.
Do your parents get it now? Or it's still like a disconnect?
No, my dad thinks he knows I just do business. He knows that I got office. He knows I'm paying rent. He knows I'm giving my mom some at the end of the month. My mom, she follows me on Instagram. She almost replies to my story every day. So she understands. She sees the fans. She sees all the weird, wacky shit. So she gets it now. You know what I mean? My brother watches the NoJumper show and shit like that. So he for sure gets it. But yeah.
So like, what's your thought process going into like being on a show?
I mean, it was.
Like, I feel like it just happened naturally.
It did happen naturally, but you also gotta remember I was on the NoJumper show like 3-4 times before I got on Disconnected.
You've been a little guest. You've been a guest.
Yeah, but every single time I've kind of like, I was still kind of fleshing out and started trying to figure out how to communicate my personality on camera. Then I realized it's not even that deep.
Were you nervous the first time?
Yeah, I mean, like even till this day, like the first, like, we're on episode 11, we're about to be, but like the first 6 episodes, like my heart was just heavy with anxiety. Like, fuck, I'm gonna look stupid. Fuck, I'm gonna say some stupid shit. You know, what if my back looks weird on camera? You know what I mean?
Fucking feet.
Yeah, or my feet. Well, at that point, episode 9, I'm like, that shit's funny.
I feel like, yo, that's like, I was like, damn, he's a genius. I was like, yo, if you could create something they can comment on, it just works for the algorithm. Yeah. You know, like it's like level 11 type shit.
Exactly. But
I was like, damn, he really pigeon-toed just to get some fucking comments.
I'm gonna pull up with like ripped shoes next time. But like, how's he talking about drip?
That's just you though, right? You just like staying pigeon-toed?
I don't know. My feet, like, it's just some LA shit, bro. Like, my feet are usually like this. Like, I just have my feet out. You know what I mean? And like, I guess I have like some awkward mannerisms sometimes, but I ain't tripping.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, all right, you go from just being somewhat regular, and then you just are thrown into this world of like people commenting on your life and you having to give an opinion and people trying to gauge who you are based on your opinion and how you operate. You know what I'm saying?
But like, it was already going like that. You know, it was already like blogs posting about me. You know, hundreds of comments and shit like that. But I think NoJumper kind of like solidified it, and now I'm getting a new case of like a whole new set of audience where they just like me for my personality. And you know, I'm meeting bitches now through this shit, and they're like, they don't even know what I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm trying to sound cool in front of, like, oh, you're funny though. You know what I mean? It's like, Jesus Christ. But I ain't tripping, you know. But like, I'd say probably like a third of my audience on Instagram now is definitely like NoJumper.
Well, you seen like a big growth?
Yeah, for sure. I think I went from like 30. I think I went from like 40K. I'm at like 50 something right now. Not the biggest, but you know, it's still like 20%, you know?
No, yeah, I feel like the people definitely fuck with you.
No, and I'm thankful because I know how, you know, I dated a cam girl. I know how critical the comments are.
Fucking cutthroat. They'll tell
you if they like you or not. For sure. You can always count on the chat.
They will tell your ass up. But also, I feel like it's like a different audience now. You know, like with AD being there, T-Rail, like it's definitely, you have the core people. Like from 2015, 2016, like, cause that's when I was tapped in, bro.
Yeah,
I was
same.
a fan, you know, like, and then you just have this. I feel like you just have this new generation. Yeah. Just like, all right, man.
Also, do you think that like NoJumper is perpetuating like a normal dialogue between the comment section and the podcast? Because I feel like every show, whether it's the NoJumper show, at the end of the day or Disconnected, we all mentioned for 5 minutes, the comments said this, the comments said that, and I think that encourages the comments to be like more honest, you know?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because I know you read through the comments on some shit you're not even on, you know? And I do the same too. It's just like, you just want to have a good joke, and like I think I wasn't really into that until like NoJumper started pointing it out. Keep it real with you. Yeah,
because it's like you start going on the show, and then it's just like a weird feeling when you could just read comments, and sometimes these comments are just so fucking spot on.
Yeah,
and it just like really hits you, just like, but it's something you got to deal with. Like, all right, if I'm gonna be in the spotlight, I gotta just deal with this shit. It's a part of the game. You know, you gotta just take this shit on the chin.
For sure. And like, bro, it's a whole, you'd be surprised the most randomest motherfuckers be watching that shit, man. It's people like the security guard at my building who know me from that shit, or like,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah.
So you're starting to get recognized a lot more?
Yeah. No, I think like for sure. Like I probably get recognized like 30% more now. So before it used to be just from like streetwear. Oh, you're Blazzy, you design. Now it's like, oh shit, you're not NoJumper, bro.
Now
what's
you're Blazzy, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm still working on it. I got a lot to prove, but yeah, you know, I am Blazzy for sure.
Well, because that's also a thing too. It's like, it's just scary when you're like popping, because you got like, my biggest fear is falling off. You know, like, and I just feel like being around everyone doing their shit is motivating. You know, it's like, you got your own business, Housephone got his own business, Yuri's doing his own shit. Everyone, you know, just being around creatives who are just trying to like really build shit. It's just like, it's a good environment
for sure. I mean, but one thing to remember is like, you got to accept it in your heart. Everybody, I don't care if it's Disney Channel or fucking, Yuri, everybody falls off. Everybody's gonna fall off one day. We're not listening to Snoop Dogg albums as much as we listen to Doggy Style.
You gotta adjust to the game.
Yeah, and like that's one thing you gotta be 100% real with yourself. It's like right now, us being in our mid-20s, like we're probably the most creative. We're at our peak creativity, like our peak functionality, But one day you're gonna be less sharper than you were the day before. You gotta accept that. The Beatles, that happens to them. It happened to Kanye. It happens to every great creator. You gotta accept it in your heart. But for the time being, you gotta make sure you create and showcase your legacy right.
How are you as a collaborator? Like how often are you getting feedback on designs and shit?
Every day. I don't drop anything until I get like 20 authentic yeses, and like I encourage all my homies to be real with me, so I'm real with all them. I'll tell them that they're weak or they're cool, So like I ask like my homies who sell millions of dollars worth of clothes, and I ask my fucking creative homies. I ask everybody what they think, and that kind of just helps me make a decision. But it's definitely crowdsource. I definitely take a lot of opinions. I get people's reactions when I show them projects. You gotta get a sample.
What's the worst type of client?
The worst type of client is a weed client who fucking
as you wear a Runs chain.
As I wear a Runs chain. No, shout out to Runs family. Shout out to Young LB. Shout out to Ray. And I just want to say one thing about Runs is like, dealing with rappers, dealing with fashion brands. It wasn't until last year.
Fucking
that,
sucks.
Yeah. It wasn't until last year with Runs I start realizing what good business is all about.
Showing up on time, giving a fuck,
weed people, the weed industry are the most respectful, most coolest motherfuckers I've ever worked with. Rappers, they get everything for free.
No, trust me, I shoot music videos. I understand.
Hey,
bro.
I did cover art.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like you shot videos too. You understand?
I shot videos. I was there. You gotta wait 2 hours for this motherfucker to pull up. All types of shit. Rappers get everything for free, so they're not gonna take you serious. Every time I work with a rapper, it's through their management. Every rapper. Through management. With fashion, it's all about I could do this myself. I don't need you, Blazzy, get out of here. Weed is the only industry where someone will be like, okay, let me put in this 5 bands and let me get 20 bands out of it.
So they're the worst type of client?
Weeds?
Yeah.
They're the best.
Oh, the best. Okay.
Because they understand putting like money into a good product and getting results out of it. It's all about what product you have with the weed market. You got to spend some to get some.
Okay.
So if you spend it on Runs, you know what I'm saying? You have to. You're gonna be selling it at Runs prices. Same with like Blazzy graphics. They're the first ones to be like, okay, Blazzy, let's put you in position. Let's integrate you into our business. Let's have you do all these bag designs.
They believed in you,
bro. Like that's why I'm so low. That's why I wear this shit on my neck. I don't have to. They ain't even paying me like that, but
iced out Runs chain.
But they're so real, and like they're people that like have put in a lot of money in my pocket, and they put a battery behind my back to make a team. They're all about loyalty and all about family, and it's like I said, like the music industry, you can't find that. It's a lot of vultures, a lot of people who just want to make money for themselves. A lot of people like trying to eat off of that. Fashion, a lot of bitch made shit, bro. And like weed, it's just like they're so real, and they respect creativity. They're gonna invest 5 bands into a collection just so they could get 20 bands in 3 months off of it. Best people to work with for sure. But the worst client is a weed client who's brought into this world. Let's say Trevor Exotics, right? Trevor Exotics. You're selling a stamp on a bag that says this has been stamped by Trevor Exotics, and this is the brand. This is the strain called fucking Red Cup. Then your homie Gus pulls up and he's like, how about I give you 20 bands for your stamp? Can I get a bag design out of that? Yeah, let me hit a Blazzy. So I gotta deal with that sometimes, so it's like you deal with a lot of people who are doing business for the first time, and
some middleman shit.
Yeah, I do it like, but Runs has taught me like, how to really do business. Everyone's a gatekeeper. All my homies in fashion who are bigger than me gatekeep the money. Runs was like the first company that like showed me how to do this and like encouraged me to do other things. And they have an amazing team. They make about I don't even want to share. I can't share the numbers, but
it's all good.
They make M's.
Do you feel like your ability to transition from album covers to t-shirts helped you adjust from t-shirts to anything you fucking think of now? Like,
yeah, I mean, it just showed me that like, okay, you could showcase different, sides of you. For cover art, the t-shirts was huge. I was dominating t-shirts in 2020, 2019. But I understood that, the more I do this, the more regular it's going to become. So that's when I started doing the products like the SpongeBob and the Negos and, the Burning Desire candles.
Well, because it must be a confidence booster to just be like, all right, like I'm making shit. I'm in the accessory game. Like I'm just making I'm not making a t-shirt, although I know how to. I'm making shit that doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, I mean,
like you're not building off something.
Yeah.
You're making shit like, oh no. I'm building shit from scratch. You're in the kitchen cooking shit up from scratch. Like, I mean, like shit like this.
Thank God I saw it, man, because like it was definitely a bold decision to drop the piggy bank and drop the Negos, because I was just getting recognized for t-shirts. I was hot off a collection that I made the most money off of, and it was just apparel, so like, but I knew at that moment, it's like, you're hot right now, you gotta switch it up to keep it hot. Because if you keep doing the same thing, you get plateau. It's gonna be Blazzy's dropping a collection. Here's his t-shirt. It's done. That's fun the first 10 times. It gets old.
Puts a ceiling on you. You just kind of get known for one thing.
And like I said, my background is just street art. I love Banksy. I love all the Jeff Koons. I love Damien Hirst. And I want to do that 10 years from now. I want to put my shit in like museums. I want to get commissioned by the city to put some shit on Wall Street. You know what I mean?
Bro, that's why I seen this shit. I was like, this shit's a collector's piece. I got to copy this shit.
Thank you so much, man. Thanks for the support.
Man, I'm telling you, bro. This shit's sick. Sick. I mean, so it's just like, were you nervous of this shit failing when you were coming out with your first accessories and shit?
Every piece, bro.
Because I'm sure you've ever had a piece that just didn't hit.
Yeah, for sure.
You thought that was gonna just change the game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's pieces I drop now that like that don't do amazing, but like I was just explaining this to my young designer today. It's like, bro, you got. It's all about just creating a discography of all the products, and no one knows what you sell. No one knows how many T-shirts Supreme sold last drop. Nobody. When you go on Supreme's website, you're like, damn, that shirt's cool. That shirt's cool. I'm done. You're not like, okay, that shirt sold 4,000. That only sold 1,200. No one's doing that. So like, that's one thing about all these products. And I understood that when I was doing the fucking iced out Air Forces and shit. It's like, there's certain things that are money plays, but there's other projects where it's just promotional. And when someone's fucking on your page at 1 a.m. and they're just on Instagram doing whatever the fuck, they're going through that. They're going deep in there. And that's what's going to get you brownie points to like have them fuck with you.
You ever ran your shit as an Instagram ad?
Yeah, for sure. I've done a bunch of Instagram ads, and like I think there's a bad like stigma around it. I don't think it's right, because why is Gucci and why is Balenciaga allowed to do that? They're fucking huge brands. I seen Supreme run some ads. I seen Apple
y'all be
run
saying
ads.
That shit on the fucking pod.
I don't. That's Housephone.
All right, we could talk about it, man. Cause
I don't diss Instagram ads. I've paid probably like $15K in Instagram ads my whole life.
Is it worth it though? It's worth it, right? I was like, you gotta, if the product is good enough, people are gonna fuck with it.
I broke it down to math. So look, I invest $500. You should be getting $1 a follower. That's kind of like the good number you're at. Okay, so let's say $500. You promote the Nego, you get 500 followers. Out those 500 followers, you're gonna get about 100 people who are gonna go on your shop. Out of those 100 people, you can get like 50 who are gonna cop. 50 times 100, that's 5 bands. You know what I mean? I think, yeah, it's 5 bands. So like, you're making your money back, and that it's worked for me every single time. I don't do it now just because I understand that at a certain point it starts showing your sponsored ads to your followers who already follow you.
What kind of waters it down if you have too much sponsored ads?
It waters it down, but like, I've never been shy to run an ad, because it's like, at the end of the day, as long as it's a good product, it's going to do good. If it's some bullshit, if it's your stupid ass brand with like a logo and it's a weird mock-up, it don't care if it's sponsored or it's non-sponsored. No one's buying that shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, but if it's a good ass idea, if it's something sick, then put it as a sponsored ad. People so many success stories, and
people will fuck with it.
Yeah, and there's nothing, bro. Like, why is it okay for, like, I know this streetwear brand that shits on fucking Instagram ads, but they bought a billboard for 5 bands. Why the fuck would you do that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you want to be effective? Go on Instagram and spend 5 bands. You finna make like 50, But it's like, but somehow people just bash it and just see it as like a cheat code. But you know, if you can't beat them, join them. Like Gucci's a $1 billion company, so is Balenciaga. They're doing it because they know what we know. You know what I'm saying? They know it works. And at the end of the day, no one's at fucking Nordstrom or Neiman's and looking at Balenciaga like, that's an Instagram brand. You know what I mean?
I mean, if your shit's hot enough, man,
it's hot.
All you need to do is get it in front of eyes, and it's gonna do what it's supposed to do. It's fucking business. You know,
that's what I'm saying. Don't
run the fucking bag.
If there's any designers watching this, the best thing you could do as your first piece, make the creativest thing you ever thought of and sponsor that bitch and see what it does.
What was it? You got any like special L's?
Special L's?
Like shit you just really thought like learning moments where you're just like, damn, all right, this is really like, do you take L's on designs?
All the time, yeah. I mean, you gotta understand, so a piece of my business, so I do a lot of product development. A piece of my business is designing collections for people, you know what I mean, like doing the whole nine. Sometimes I'll produce somebody's whole collection, I'll middleman and plane, so I'll hit my screen printer, I'll fucking get their blunt rollers on Alibaba, I'll utilize my team for that, get money on the back end through it. But there are a lot of times where it's like, you know, I'm designing right now for the biggest festival right now, you know.
What's the timeline like on those projects?
Like they'll give me like 2 weeks. Push come to shove, I'll make it tonight, you know. But like I tell people I want like 2-3 weeks just to sit on it, get all my projects really out the way. That's really what it is. But you know, I'm designing a collection for like the biggest music festival right now, but I haven't got paid $1. I've invested like 10 hours in it, and if they say no, there's nothing I could do. That's still a big part of my life. Where you're just pitching shit, but you're just gambling. You're gambling your time. You're like, okay, should I spend 8 hours on just focusing on nothing personal development, or do I spend 8 hours to see if like this fucking big music fucking festival is gonna fuck with me, and that's gonna at the end of the day let me grow my business even bigger.
Well, cause like, yeah, I'm like, I was always kind of curious about like, all right, say you make a graphic, like the business behind it, like do you get a percentage of the sales? Is it a flat fee? Because for me, I was just like, damn, all right, if I made this fucking tee and they sell 1 million of this shit and they're up fucking $3 million, and I got paid $2,500 because it's a flat fee. Like, how is that how the business works? Like,
that's how it works, bro.
But a part of it is just like, okay, I know the sauce. Why don't I do this for myself? Like, how do you pick and choose those jobs?
Most of the IP that does make that money, most of the the specific entities and companies that are yielding millions of dollars, they can only do it because it says FaZe Clan on it. You know, I could never sell a FaZe Clan t-shirt. That's something why I had to explain to Draco, RIP Draco the Ruler. He came to my office and we were designing him a whole collection. This is like 3 weeks before he passed away.
Damn.
The whole team came.
Wow.
Ralphie shot a music video there. Wow. He dropped the iconic Ross Denim bar in that music video. But anyways, he came there and Draco asked me like how do I know you're not gonna run off on me and just sell Draco shirts? I told him, bro, you really think I could sell Draco shirts without you? He started giggling. Yeah, you're right. But you know, that's a big part of it. You know, I can't make money without them. You know what I'm saying? And like sometimes I could only be be an assistance to them rather than like, hey, this t-shirt says Blazzy and it just sold 1 million. I'm not there. I'm like 10 years from there. You know what I mean? At this pace.
Because now it's like, are you trying to focus more on like your?
I can't sell Eminem merch.
Yeah.
I can't sell NASCAR merch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if I sold a Lacoste shirt, they'll fucking delete my page. But I could do designs for them. They're making 6-7 figures off of it. But I just see it as part of the game. You know, there are certain things now I'm getting into the bag where it's like it's no longer developing like t-shirt designs for a company. It's developing like products, and that does come with royalties, and it's getting pretty lucrative now and pretty confusing, but like it's fun, man.
Blazzy up right now.
Yeah, I mean it's, you know, I thank God so much, bro. Every day I was really fucking working a blue collar job.
Yeah,
living
at
out
Ross, bro. You were at Ross, man.
You know,
I was in there shopping for the Ross denim, and you were making sure I wasn't stealing it.
Exactly. So like I'm very thankful and grateful in my position, you know. So right now it's the hottest I've ever been doing this shit. But with that, I gotta keep my head down and work I can't look behind me. You look back, you trip forward. So I ain't trying to do all that.
No, I feel it, man. I definitely feel the energy, bro, and it's just it keeps me like on my toes too. I'm just like, all right, man, like this shit's tight. Like just being around, like I said, bro, just being around the energy.
Thank you.
People actually doing the shit. Cause it's like, think about it, bro. It's like back, like that's why I feel like Complex Con was so dope, because it was like a lot of local LA brands that were just like in the streets maybe a couple years before that, and then they have their own booths. They're actually doing this shit. Like the grind is inspiring, and like the progression is tight. You feel me? Like I don't know, like I wasn't even from LA, but I just felt that energy. Like it was just like, damn, like this last Complex Con, it just felt more like, all right, like there's a lot of people that have been doing this shit, and then they're finding success in this shit.
I think we're really setting like a underground fucking community in LA, man. And I love this shit. Some of it's foreigners, some of it's people from here, but that's my favorite part about it, bro. Never in my life have I ever seen these many like LA brands grow. Shout out to Wicked Thoughts, shout out to Desto Dub, you know what I mean? Like Menace, there's fucking
Activity,
Hypeland.
Nothing personal. Like
Activity's from Dallas.
Oh, my fault.
But he's definitely part of this LA scene, Section 8. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's from the same city I'm from.
Where's Half Evil from?
Half Evil's from Chicago.
Oh, shit.
Shout out to George and Sam, good people. But I'm super thankful and grateful to be part of this community, man. And like this shit really came from just like little bubbles, and now it's like a big bubble, and it's just so weird to see like my supporters just know about this ecosystem and shit like that. Like
the kids are way more tapped in now,
It blows my mind, bro. Like it be fucking my head up sometimes when it's like a kid, and it's like I know I would have DM'd the same shit 6-7 years ago, and like, man.
Nah, I feel you, bro. I still have DMs like bugging Adam.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I got put on.
I probably got a DM bugging Adam. I didn't even check.
I fucking always blew up Adam, man. That shit was fucking funny.
Yeah. Nah, I got like DMs with YG from like 2014. Let me send you shirts, bro. Yeah.
Who's some people you trying to work with?
I'm trying to work with Cactus. I feel like and you know how it is. You can't meet a rapper. It sucks to say, but you can't meet a rapper confidently unless someone co-signs for you. Like, oh, this is Trevor, bro. The fucking go. You gotta fuck with him. Look at his Instagram. You can't meet Travis Scott like that. I'm sorry, without that. If you meet Travis Scott, if you're just at a cold handshake, you're at a fucking like a studio session with him, he's gonna fucking embarrass you. He's gonna slowly walk away as you're talking. You can't meet him like that. So like I'm waiting on my blessing, but I know me and Travis could probably make some really dope shit.
That's like a cheat code, bro. It's like, all right, say you have this goal of like an artist hearing your shit. Find out who they kick it with and try to tap in with them. You know what I'm saying?
No, I work with some of the people he works with. You know what I mean? Like my name's for sure being brought up, but like they haven't like pushed that, that moment. I want to work with Travis Scott. I really want to work with Balenciaga. Like I like a lot.
They're still your designs, right?
Yeah, I ain't tripping on that. It charges to the game. It's part of the game. The
copycats come with it.
People always copy this shit. I could tell you a billion things to Google. It's gonna pop up. But Balenciaga, I got so many ideas I could pitch them. Travis Scott, Balenciaga. I feel like Kanye. I'm like super fan. I got Yeezus tatted on me, but like I know we probably wouldn't get along.
How'd you feel about? Did you watch the first part of this documentary?
Man,
bro, I damn near cried. Like,
I watched it twice.
Parts, dog. Like that shit was fucking inspirational.
I want to watch it tonight now.
No, I can't wait for the new one, man.
Yeah.
Because like personally, bro, like I think by the third part, it's like the Kanye I don't like. Because like this shit I love.
We see a humble Kanye where he's second guessing his bravado.
Like, that's what I fucking loved Kanye for that, and then he just kind of changed it. Like you
see his mom giving him pep talks on how to be more confident. Like no, so Kanye, sick. You gotta walk in, act like you're the man.
So sick. And then he was, but also it's like you have to think you're the man to be recording all this shit. Man. No, but to be recording all this shit, it's like. It's like, all right, it was just kind of like I don't even know if it's an oxymoron.
So do you know the context of like why the camera was rolling to begin with?
Because he was trying to make a documentary.
No, his friend was just like, his friend saw him slowly starting to get like a buzz with like producing. So he took it upon himself. Like, I know this guy's probably gonna do some big shit. We're at Jermaine Dupri's birthday party. What the fuck? You know, they recorded.
I thought Kanye pitched the idea of like, oh, you're gonna work for me now. I'm trying to film this documentary.
Maybe, but
I gotta rewatch it. We gotta rewatch it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was just like his homie. He saw something in Kanye. I think he says like the first 10 minutes, like, I knew he was a star before he was a star.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta pay attention.
But nevertheless, it's a really good documentary. I'm excited, and it's dope to see like the 21-year-old version of him, where it's like this is before his pink polo era.
This is us type shit. You know? Like
this was before his pink polo era, where he was trying to. This is when he was still trying to prove himself to all the thugs and shit. You know, rocking the baggy clothes, and then he just switched it up 2 years later with the. That's why I think the second episode is gonna expose when he goes into like, nah, this is really me. Yeah. And this is the college dropout. Like, you know, I'm rocking pink polos and backpacks.
He got the chip off his shoulder.
Yeah.
No, I feel it, but just something about seeing him be disappointed leaving that office, and just like, all right, like he grew into his greatness.
Yeah.
You know, like that's why I appreciate that side of Kanye.
Yeah.
You know?
We could really see it, and like just to know that this motherfucker is now Kanye West. You know, it's just
that's
like,
the thing. It's like this documentary is so special because he's had his success.
Yeah.
Like if he didn't blow up, then it's like, what the fuck?
Who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah,
like, weak ass blog.
Yeah. It's like Trinidad James coming out with a documentary.
Yeah, bro. They don't
like,
watch it. No, it's like a random fucking Trinidad James producer making a documentary, bro. Like he was producing for like the fourth guy in Rock Nation, Rockefeller Records.
That shit, but he didn't give up, man. He was just really putting himself in the situation.
You really think about it, like, you know, we really didn't start seeing his like greatness till he was in his late 20s and shit like that. You know what I mean? That just goes to show it's like you really just got to keep going at it.
And if you think about it, like back then before social media, your risk taking was a lot bigger. You had to do a lot more to take the risk. Like I DM'd Adam. That's technically a risk. But it's like really in the grand scheme of things.
You didn't walk up to him at the fucking record shop and start rapping to him.
It didn't take my time. It didn't really take a lot of energy. I didn't have to walk somewhere. I didn't have to look face to face. You know. And then he just happened to open it. You know, like for him to go through that phase without the internet is like, damn, that shit's fucking hard. You know, like it's in you. It's in you type shit.
Oh God.
No, I fuck with Kanye tough, except like this prior shit, bro. I can't really sign off on all that.
I sign off on it. Kanye is my boy.
He be doing some fuck shit. I'm
gonna fuck with him right or wrong.
Kanye was the very first rap show I ever seen.
Yeah,
my mom took me.
I think that might be like my first. That was like the first and only like stadium show I went to was Yeezus, and like that shit blew my mind.
All right, so bro, I'm pretty sure it was Yeezus, bro. Like he's in Sac. This was when he was doing all the rants and shit. Right, that was that tour.
No, he does rant. After Yeezus, he did it on Life of Pablo.
Oh, it was Life of Pablo. Life of Pablo. We're in Sacramento. He brings Kid Cudi out. We're thinking it's gonna be a lit ass show. He starts ranting and then fucking leaves.
Yeah.
And then he just went on a hiatus after that. I was at that show, and after that, I was just like, man, fuck Kanye.
Oh my God,
that shit hurt. I take it personal, bro. I'm a little sensitive about
personal.
That. No, that shit was personal. That shit was. I'm just like, oh my God, Kid Cudi, man.
I don't fuck with Kid Cudi.
Man, why not?
I never did, man. Hey, I don't fuck with Kid Cudi at all.
Fuck. That's a hot take, man.
I never thought he was cool.
That's a hot take. Look at this.
Why are you pointing at Nigo?
Bro, because he worked out. Didn't he work at Bape?
So what?
Man,
there's probably more people at Bape I don't like.
He's a part of the family.
You know what I mean? Nah, I'm not.
Part of the fam, bro.
You know what? Day and Night was like the coolest thing, and then I stopped being 12 years old.
Damn.
And then I think I tried to tap back in when Indicud was out, and I'm like, this is okay. And then he just like fucked it up when he dropped that like speeding bullet to heaven or something like that. Yeah, when I heard that, that was my second time hearing Kid Cudi. I'm like, yup, this is fucking ass.
So ever since then, it's been fuck Kid Cudi.
Yeah, and like this is like I'm not sure if I'm using the word right, but he's down near like. He's playing like that gay card, but like in a weird way. You know what I mean? Like I think he's
he gay.
No, but like it's probably not like a politically correct way of putting it. But like he's somebody who I feel like he's dabbling in the dresses and the eyeliner just to get a reaction. You know, I think if he truly felt this way, he should have done it since day one. You know what I mean? And I think he probably wouldn't have gone as successful. I think there's a lot of like, masculinity that's involved with that kind of shit when becoming a star, at least in like the 2000s. But I think him choosing to do that stuff now is just like showing that like, okay, I'm just trying to like up the ante. I'm trying to like get some new set of fans and shit. I'll fucking put this dress on if I have to.
I feel like he's kind of selling out.
Yeah, for sure. But like, I'm speaking from someone who's never been a fan. There's people out there who are like, that's their superhero.
I fuck with Cudi.
Yeah. But it's just not for me, bro. Like, I don't really like. I never got into
you hate
it.
gays.
Excuse me?
You hate gays.
Hell no. I love gays, man.
I'm fucking with
I
you,
love
bro.
gays so much you'd look at me funny.
Damn, you be kind of gay sometimes?
Nah. But like, the way I fuck with gays, you'd be like, But like, man, shout out to all my gay homies out there.
Nah, yeah. Shout out to.
And the gay homegirls.
Hey, man. Before we wrap up, bro, I think it was pretty impressive, like, you on the Twitch stream.
What Twitch stream?
AD's.
Oh, rapping, freestyling, man. They don't know, bro. I've ghostwritten songs with, like millions of plays.
For Phoenix?
No, not for Phoenix Flexing, but like we freestyled a couple times. I don't think Phoenix Flexing ever liked me rapping. He was like, "Shut the fuck up."
You're the fucking designer.
Yeah, because we be on some high shit just at his crib, and I'll just end up sounding stupid. But like AD, I had my theme cap on. I knew I had to like freestyle, but like I could really freestyle for hours.
Do you really?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Was it like a thing that you like realized like, all right, I'm on this podcast, I gotta kind of create, because that's one thing I've learned working in NoJumper, seeing all the behind the scenes shit. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, they turn that shit on. They're like, once the camera comes on, they're an entertainer. Yeah, and it's like that's what I've been trying to deal with. It's just like, all right, bro.
No,
I'm entertainer. I'm
not rapping in front of the camera like that. 80 was just like, bro, you got freestyle, and I'm like, shit. Like, I'm not gonna be like, yo, disconnected. Josh, Q YouTube this instrumental, bro. I got some shit to say.
I got it written. I got some shit to say.
Yeah, I'll never do. No.
Man, why don't you guys should just end every pod with a freestyle though. That'd be fire.
We could just know, like, I definitely could give like me and Housephone. I've written some bars for Housephone.
Nah, that's the title right there. We have Blazzy writes Housephone's songs. Yeah, all of them.
Put it up on the BBC.
All of them.
The BBC Clips channel, or just hack the NoJumper clips. Just put this in there.
Man, the Clips channel is fucking nuts.
That shit's hell, bro. I remember. I remember going in on it one morning. It's just like 4 fucking clips of Housephone. Housephone talks about Kazumi. Housephone talks about fucking Kazumi. Housephone talks about not fucking Kazumi. Housephone going to fuck Kazumi. It was just so funny, bro. I couldn't believe it. That whole shit was just like, I put it upon himself, bro. Like you brought all this energy. You were like, man, like, so Blazzy, you think we're gonna fuck there?
Dude, that's the funniest part.
He brought all.
The audience called him on his shit. It was just like, bro, like, you were talking about trying to fuck her, and then now it's just like you had the opportunity.
Oh, he was hella nervous when we got
deal,
there,
bro.
But I ain't gonna lie, it's some real shit. We were in the cold. You got this like this curiosity about what a porn party is. You're thinking like, oh, I'm gonna fuck like 6 bitches tonight. I brought 2 rubbers in my back pocket. I'm thinking I'm about to go in. You know what I mean? But
you pop a rhino?
No, I don't fuck with those. Like, I feel like I'm gonna get a heart attack. I never done one, but as I got there, shit, bitches were filling up on me for sure. I was supposed to get head from 2 famous hot, NoJumper alumni bitches, but they wanted to suck me up in public, and I was just like, nope. But like, that would have been my dream.
That's a different level of just like, all right,
yeah. But Phil was like, as soon as he walked in, Phil's like, yeah, bro, like, this bitch offered me to suck my dick.
And were you just like, fuck yes, I love this shit?
Nah, because it's like, I don't want any
trying to work
random
for it.
hoe. Yeah, and like, I do love the chase. I love finding a bitch on Instagram and trying to get it. But I remember just sitting down. It's just me, Housephone, I think Sky Bree, Adam, and Lena, and like just this heavy set girl. And like, bra and panties just walks around, and I was like, hey, you should suck Housephone's and Blazzy's dick. She was like, do you guys want a blowjob? And we're like, nah, I'm cool. Come on, Blazzy. I was like, nah, I'm straight.
That's Adam.
Yeah.
And then he posts that fucking picture of you where you look like a vamp.
I look so crazy. I literally look like a vampire. You said it right.
Damn.
Yeah, but I feel like you played me with that photo. I ain't tripping. He tagged me. I got like 1,000 followers from that shit. It's cool. Whatever. I didn't repost it,
it'd
though.
be
Like
like
it's a bad photo.
Man, you like opposite catfish, you know? It's like, I look better in person, baby. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I kind of like,
You know? Take it,
Yep.
you know? But
I
now
said-
I feel it. That's fucked up.
the
It's
bar's
fucked up.
set low when you got a photo like that.
And then it's like, bro, you go through this shit, and then you have to talk about it, and then everyone talks about it. Like,
bro, I didn't know Kazumi was gonna go on the next week until like fucking Josh tags me this morning. I just see a thumbnail of Kazumi, and
See,
I'm
that's
like,
when-
oh, that's what we're doing today.
that's one thing too, bro. It's like you were just damn near on call. Like, this shit was just so fucking. All right, man, we doing the pod today? Like,
Yeah,
you just wake up and didn't know.
I didn't know, bro. I be doing shit on Thursdays, you know. So I was the first like 2 months, I was just like, fuck, am I doing today, you know? But nah, Kazumi on there, she's hella dope though, man. Shout out to her. They try to play me like I'm some kind of simp. Yuri try to play me like I'm some kind of simp. Like, bro, you the biggest simp. You have a girlfriend. You're acting like you don't simp full time,
Talk that shit,
bitch. Yuri, what's up with you, bro?
HGK.
Calling me a simp.
VV's. Hey, he's a V.
Hey, he's so much of a simp that he ignored Kazumi for his girl. That's how heavy he was simping.
I mean, it's like, bro, Yuri is brave because it's like you're sitting down. It's like hard to be yourself around, like, on camera and then in front of this girl who's gonna just talk about shit that makes your girl uncomfortable.
Simp.
While she's like being on this shit, you know what I'm saying? Like,
simp. I'm a SIMP. I don't know what you heard about me. That's what Yuri. But you can get $1 out of me.
ah, man. So, like, what do you see yourself? What do you see yourself like 5 years? Like, what's the
5
game
years.
plan? What's the
I want to
game plan?
have a design agency where I'm doing everything from fucking the Bisco to fucking the Battery Bunny. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to do all French fries, whatever we could do. But like, I want to be, you know, tenfold. You know, like, I don't spend any of my money and buy crazy shit right now. I bought a car, some jewelry. That's it though.
Break off mom some.
Yeah, every month. You know, but like, I make
Fire.
sure that like every dollar, like, I'm tired of paying these invoices, but I know it's gonna benefit me and get me there further. So I know in 10 years it's gonna pay off. I'm gonna have the big crib on the hills. I'm gonna have my mom right next to me. You know what I mean? Happily ever after. We go. You know what I mean? But
With a horse?
no
You have a
horses. No, my neighbor has a ranch on some
fire.
fucking cartel shit. His fucking growing up, my neighbor, he his backyard goes into the LA River.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Damn, do you see yourself getting more into the content creation side of things?
Yeah, I definitely do. I mean, like, I was doing Twitch last year, but I feel like now it makes more sense than ever. You know, people are finding out about me. They want to know what I could do. So I'm doing that next month. I'm setting that up. Also, AD inspired the fuck out of me. I went to AD shit last week, and I'm like, God damn. Like, he starts flexing me his numbers. I'm like, this is dope, you know? And I couldn't believe he was doing what he was doing. I'm like, I know I could integrate what I got.
Well, that's what comes with building an audience. Like, you know, AD's been on the channel for a long time. That's why it's like you're starting to see, like, all right, damn, like, you guys are doing 100,000 views. Like, that shit's kind of crazy. Like,
it is. I think about that shit too, man. It's
like
wild.
the power and all this shit, you know?
I be looking at, like, there was this other, you know, big rapper I'm not gonna mention, but I told Housephone, like, bro, how the fuck do we got more views than him in 12 hours?
Exactly,
we dropped at the exact same time.
And a lot of these fucking rappers are paying for the views. Like, this is organic, like real actual fans.
Yeah, man.
Who know you deeper than just the fucking music.
It's
so
fire. Like, I definitely want to do content development. I think, like, you know, the more I could share my story, the better. You know, I want to give back to my community more. You know, I want to set up like creative spaces in like Southeast LA. People could go and design and learn about this shit, 'cause there's no one there that's gonna teach them that.
Nah, bro. I got an idea. I talked to you about it. Like, I'm trying to film the tour. I'm trying to like do a little interview, like some like
we could do
higher
it, bro.
developed little production for my YouTube channel,
Let's do
because
it.
I fuck with your whole movement, dog.
Thank you so much, man.
Nah,
And
man.
I want to also design like cars, and you know, I want to be hit up in 10 years when I'm like 35, 37 to like, you know, Las Vegas got a new hotel and they need Blazzy to design the interior of it. You know, or the same way they hit up fucking Damien Hirst to design the Palms penthouses. I want to do the same. You know what I mean?
There's
Shit
no
like
limits
that.
to the design shit.
No, I mean, maybe I don't see it anytime soon. You know, like I've only done probably like 5. There's a lot of ideas I have that I want to make, but it's like I know I'm not there yet. Like I can't yield this many sales until I'm at this point in my life. But like I'm prepared, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm putting it, like I have $0 in my bank account. I'm putting all this shit into my fucking business. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go down with it. You know, so that's honestly my energy. And like if I gotta go back to fucking pushing boxes and shit like that, at least I know where to get the job at. You know what I'm saying? But like I'm NBA though. You feel me? I'm NBA. I'm never broke again. You know, the knowledge I learned is gonna, you know, solidify.
I mean, I think it just says something where it's like you're successful in a lot of different mediums and design. So it's just something about, you know, it's like a consistency aspect where it's just like, all right, man, this is what I do. I'm in for this shit. I'm you know, it's like I'm gonna just keep going. It builds your confidence when you're an artist is really important. Yeah, you know. So it's just everything. Yeah, it's like once you get this shit rolling, then it's just like I feel like easier and easier. But you have to like take every moment. You know what I'm saying? You can't really just fuck this shit up, get lost in the sauce. Because I'm sure it's easy, man. Yeah, and I just want to say one last thing before we sign off. The shirt you're wearing is designed by one of those designers from my office. Let's go. Shout out Happy People. Didn't start working on his laptop till he started working with me. You know what I'm saying? And that's an exceptionally great shirt. It's gonna do numbers. Hasn't dropped yet. But I just want to show the world that I feel like creativity really could be taught. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't make that. A mentor like Blazzy, I think so too, bro. I really just want to teach this shit, man. For real. That's what I'm all about, bro. I want to be a teacher. Karma's real. Yeah, thank God it is. Energy is real. Someone tried to tell me that. They try to play me like I'm a bad person. They're like, karma's a bitch. I'm like, well, shit, bro. I got hella credit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm feeding like 5-6 people at the end of the month. You know what I'm saying? And I'm putting myself last. Hey, before we wrap, how stressed out were you when that fridge... We're trying to get that fridge in. I mean, like, I don't even stress anymore, bro. Like, I really don't. I just laugh at it. I'm like, well, that was my day. You know, I tried. Fuck it. You know, now I'm gonna have a mover do it, so I don't have to spend more time on it. But just pop the doors off. My pops was helping me. Yeah, and we sat there, and my dad does catering for a living. You know, he caters for like quinceañeras, weddings, and all that. So that specific fridge was just for like rotten meat and fucking. Like fajitas and shit like that. So like we had to clean the shit out of it. Came with a stench. It came with a stench. It smelled like cat breath. That's fucking gross. Just meat and shrimp and like ass. It still smells like that? Kinda. But like interns gotta disinfect that shit. I think we just gotta have some food in there. You know what I'm saying? We gotta like cancel out because it was literally just like raw meat for like soda. 6 years. Yeah, that's where I actually Googled that. I'm like, how the fuck do you get a nasty fridge to not smell baking soda? Yeah, man, I'm looking forward, bro. I want the tour. I'm trying to do like a cool, like I'm trying to really shoot that shit. We gotta make that shit like a shot by Complex. I'm gonna have it, yeah, exactly. Like I want to have the gimbal. Yeah, I want to have it all. I want to just go crazy with it. So hell yeah, I'm looking forward to it, bro. I appreciate you pulling up. Hell yeah. You know, shout out Blazzy. Check him out on Disconnected. Check me on Disconnected every Thursday. Follow me on Instagram at Blazzys, BLAZZYS. 50K running it up. Yes, sir. Shop up with me at the nothingpersonalshop.com, man. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, Trev, for having me. We on the VBC, not the 10 Talks. The Hell VBC. No, yeah, VBC. We got plaques. Very over big here. Channel. Very big channel. Vegan Boys Club. Very big Cox Vintage Block channel. There's a lot of, you know. Okay, vegan blockchain. Yeah, man. Yeah, like I with the merch, I feel like you could just do it. What do you think about the logo before we wrap? The logo's really good, bro. You fuck with it? I really fuck with it. It's so hard to do a logo. As someone who's designed for a living for the last 5 years, I made probably like 60 logos. Only 10 have been good. I designed it. That's good, bro. Props for real, because it's very hard. Like, I like this more than the NoJumper logo. Really? Yeah, I don't like the NoJumper. I think it's dumb. This was inspired. Sorry. This was inspired by. You ever heard of a skate shop called FTC? Yeah. Yeah. So there was. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, there was a skate shop in Sacramento called FTC, and they had a gray. They had a shirt. They have it in the Bay as well in San Fran. Yeah, there was SF in Tokyo too. Yeah, they had a couple shots, and it was the FT and then the C around, and I kind of just stole their shit. Yeah. But that was the inspo, and I'm sick, like, bro. This shit's tight, you know? Yeah. I fuck with it. Oh yeah. All right, man. Well, shit. Thanks a lot for having me, bro. No, yeah. Free Smoke the podcast. Like, comment, subscribe. Free Smoke. You guys know what the fuck's going on. Let's go.